So what's really going on with the then and there and the here and now? Hey y'all, Doc Martha here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a clinical psychologist and I've been working with kids and families who've experienced trauma for the last 20 years. So in my last video, I talked a little bit about this idea that trauma reminders can put us in the there and then instead of the here and now. But the truth is, all of us have things that can put us in the there and then instead of the here and now. Sense, sounds, visual cues. For some people, the smell of cinnamon reminds them of holidays. For some folks, the smell of chlorine reminds them of summer. Let me tell you a little story. When I was having my first big breakup, the song that was on the radio all the time was I Wear My Sunglasses at Night. All the time on the radio. And this was back in the day before we had like CD players in our cars, and I think I had a tape deck in my car actually. So the radio was kind of the main source of listening, and it was inescapable. And years later, when I hear the first part of that song, just for a second, a millisecond, a tiny bit of time, I feel a little bit sad. And that breakup, as you can tell by the title of the song, is a long time ago. But just for a second, I can feel a little bit sad by that. Just for a second, I'm in the there and then instead of the here and now. Now, I will tell you that at a training I was doing after having talked to the educators about this, on a break, some educator thought it would be a funny joke to play that song as we were coming back into the room. And they did play that song. And guess what? I did not feel that tiny bit of sadness. I tell the last bit of that story because it is possible for us, if we have something that puts us in the there and then instead of the here and now, it's possible for us to decouple a little bit the emotional charge that comes from that reminder. Now, that particular thing with the song and the sadness wasn't really bothering me. And so I wasn't trying to do anything with it. But because I told the story over and over again, it started to lose a little bit of that emotional valence. It started to lose a little bit of its power over me. There are certainly some things that put us in the there and then instead of the here and now that are fine. Maybe the scent of cinnamon making you think of the holidays is a wonderful thing for you. Every time you say, oh, that makes me think of my childhood. Awesome. But there may be some things that get you kind of stuck in the there and then instead of the here and now that you'd like to decrease that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in the there and then. If you want to hear more about that, feel free to follow, and I will be covering some tips in the future. Take care, y'all.